So obviously T-Rex is known for being an absolute chonk of a predator, right? It was incredibly robustly built with a huge skull that was designed to just crunch through anything. And this is basically the reputation for all of the predatory dinosaurs most closely related to T-Rex, called the Tyrannosaurids. And rightfully so, being super beefy with insane bite strength is kinda the Tyrannosaurids' MO. Well, except for a couple of them. In 1976, the Russian paleontologist Sergei Kirsanov described a new predatory dinosaur from Mongolia that had a lot of the basic characteristics that scientists use to diagnose the Tyrannosaurids, but its overall build wasn't quite the same. The easiest way to tell is by comparing skulls. So first, this is T-Rex, and this is the smaller, more gracile Mongolian Tyrannosaur. I mean, just look at how much longer and more slender the skull is. At least superficially, this does not scream Tyrannosaurid. Because it's so noticeably different, and Kirsanov therefore correctly thought that it represented a different, as of yet unknown branch within the evolutionary family tree of the Tyrannosaurids, he named the dinosaur Alioramus, coming from the Latin words for other and branch. And today we know of 3 Tyrannosaurid species that fit this general slender, long-snouted body plan. 2 species of Alioramus and 1 of another genus called Shinjosaurus, which together all make up the family Alioramini. Okay, now funny short story, when I was looking through the Wikipedia article for Alioramus, when I first saw this diagram, it was just completely wrong. The jugal was labeled as the dentary and the dentary as the jugal. And I was staring at it like, I don't think I've ever seen just like a blatant error like that in a Wikipedia article. Ever. So I did something I've never done before and edited the Wikipedia article to fix it. I felt so powerful in my nerdliness. And then my IP address got blocked from editing. I think because I did it anonymously and maybe they didn't like that. So now I'm trying to work on getting an actual official account so that I can fix another error on the same page. The genus name Tyrannosaurus is not italicized. What? I have never seen this before, and then twice, just for Alioramus. But anyway, back to Alioramus. One question you might have is why evolve this more slender body plan when the more traditional Tyrannosaur body plan was successful? Well, it might be precisely because the more traditional Tyrannosaur body plan was already successful in late Cretaceous Mongolia. You see, Alioramus lived at the same time and place. In other words, it was sympatric with Tarbosaurus. Basically the Asian carbon copy of Tyrannosaurus rex. And why does this matter? Okay, well, so there was a study from earlier this year that made a bunch of 3D models of Tyrannosaurid skulls and other dinosaurs that were not Tyrannosaurids but still closely related and within the broader group of Tyrannosauroidea. And they ran a simulation on all of these skull models to see how much hypothetical bite force each could exert before the stress on the skull was too high. Unsurprisingly, the more gracile skulls of the Alioramans could not withstand the same high-level forces that the bigger traditional Tyrannosaurids like Tarbosaurus could, which meant that Alioramus probably had a significantly weaker bite force, and therefore instead pursued proportionately smaller-bodied prey to avoid competition with the sympatric Tarbosaurus, which may have preyed on large hadrosaurs and titanosaur and sauropods. So while Tarbosaurus was successfully employing the big guy, just gonna crush everything hunting strategy, a different line of Tyrannosaurids evolved to be smaller, quicker, more slender in order to hunt totally different prey so that both could coexist. Classic niche partitioning. Now, an interesting follow-up question to this would be something like, why does this seem to have only happened in Asia? Why didn't Alioramans or something like them also successfully coexist with the big traditional Tyrannosaurids in North America? And as far as I can tell, it's still an open question. Okay, and last thing that I wasn't sure how to fit anywhere else in the video, Alioramus had these fun little bumps or crests running along its snout called rugosities. So, new vocab word unlocked. You're welcome. And of course, don't forget to comment what dinosaur you'd like to see me talk about in a future Dinovember episode.